Yeah, feel like John Moran. Need a triple-double. Told him check the stats.
We're here on the first episode of my podcast. Doesn't have a name yet, but we will get one soon. We are starting with introducing some of the top stars of Montebello Oilers basketball varsity team. We have Bryant Hernandez, number 1. Frank the Tank Garcia, number 23. Last but certainly not least, the leading scorer for almost every game he plays, number 4, Anthony Vallejo. Let's give him some noise, boys. So how y'all feeling today? How y'all doing?
Good.
Y'all excited to be on the podcast or what?
Yeah.
All dead, okay. So I'm going to start with the seniors, and then junior, I'm going to you to see how you're going to lead our team next year. You got that?
Yes, boss.
All right. Bryant, coming to you. As I know, I've met you this year, my senior year, when I thought I was going to play, but I wasn't. What made you want to come to Montebello and just play for our basketball team? What gave you that I need to come to Montebello and just play here?
Honestly, I just came here. My sister was coming here, so that I just wanted to make things easier for my parents, so I came here.
Mm.
And then, honestly, I guess the culture, too. Culture is pretty good. First time trying out, I like the energy, the hustle, and everything.
The energy you felt, who would you give the most credit to for giving that energy? Would you give it to the coach for pushing us, doing 8s and slides all the time, or would you mostly put the players?
I'll say Ivani.
All right, he pushed you around, made you feel welcome as a brotherhood. As a team, we had struggles during the season. We started off strong. We had a 6-game win streak. I remember when we were doing that tournament where I didn't play, but I wasn't around for that. Y'all went on that 6-game win streak. We were 3-6, and then we were 9-6. What was our struggles do you think during the season?
Honestly, it was off and on, but I think it was the defense.
The defense, how? How would you explain it?
I feel like we fell apart, especially the rotations. Like, I feel like people just got lost. It was too much, at times.
Mm-hmm. As a graduating senior, where do you tend to go to college? I want to ask that first. Do you intend to go to a university? Do you have coaches coming out? Or do you just want to keep it community college? Do you want to keep it small?
Honestly, I'm not sure yet, but I got a lot of options,
Mm-hmm.
But I think I want to keep it small, but I don't know yet.
Well, with the talent you have, I probably want to take it pretty far. What advice would you give to our returning juniors, like Anthony, Sean, Yo-Yo? What kind of advice would you give them for next season? Because as we know, Coach Eddie has a lot of plans for us, or a lot of plans for them going into next season. What kind of advice would you give them?
Honestly, just to do your thing. Don't let no one get in your way. Y'all a team, trust each other. Just be there for each other, and then just go out and do what you do. Have confidence.
So this is a question I'm going to ask all three of you, and then you guys can ask me this if you want at the end of the podcast. As we know, we had a huge expectation. I interviewed at Midnight Madness, and he told us our league record was going to be 5-5. Initially, I had thought the same. I thought we could go 6-4 against some of the teams we played. We let it go. We sometimes got slow, like you said. Defensively, it wasn't there as much. What do you think our actual ceiling was as far as playoffs? How far do you think we could have gotten against schools like Bosco Tech, schools like that? How far do you think we could have gotten?
I think we could have gotten pretty far, especially the way we were playing before season. We were beating teams we shouldn't be beating, and we're on the run. We were doing our thing.
Mm-hmm. So I have to ask you this question. Our coach put us through a lot this season with a lot of workouts. Sometimes we wouldn't be getting it. We wouldn't have the intensity effort that we should be having. But I want to just see this from you. Where do you feel your intensity was this season? Because I could see you during games, and sometimes you would put your head down, and sometimes you would get frustrated on calls. And it's not to bash you in any way, because I really respect all your guys' games. I respect our coach. But what would you say you would want to work on in the future for your career, if you were to have a career in basketball?
Honestly, like you said, putting my head down, like just keeping it positive, being confident and everything.
Having that brotherhood with the team. This is my last question for you, and this is just for you personally. What were some of your favorite team memories coming to the school? What were some of your favorite things you did with the team?
Honestly, just bonding with them, getting to know them, messing around with them, joking with them, all that. It was pretty fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, we take it to Frank the Tank Garcia, number 23. Give him some applause for you. Frank, how you doing today?
Good.
You ready to answer these questions?
Yes.
As a graduating senior, you are one of the best players on the varsity squad. Not to bash Bryant or Ant, because I think they're amazing. I remember challenging Bryant, saying I was better than him at one time. Then I saw him try out, and I was like, Yeah, I'm not better than this cat. He's too good for me. I don't know what I was thinking. But as a graduating senior, you are one of our most talented players. You had that game winner against Pioneer that went crazy. I know everyone went crazy for that. We had a huge comeback in that game. I remember it was defense that got us that game. How would you describe your work ethic as far as just being the best on varsity?
Oh, well, me personally, I wouldn't say I'm the best.
Mm-hmm.
I think like in our team, there's like a lot of different people.
Mm-hmm.
They have like they have their strong suits.
Mm-hmm.
Like B and Ant, they both have like amazing handles.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't think I have that.
Well, technically, me personally, I think you're one of the best ball handlers on the team. But not to bash these two, because I tried to come up against this guy. And I lost unanimously. I must say unanimously. But yeah, you keep going. Yeah, how you describe yourself?
I think I describe myself as like a team player.
Mm-hmm.
I don't just look for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I try to get my teammates involved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, Frank, this is going to be a question that's going to make all of us laugh. We have seen the shoe collection you have, my friend. The Kobe's, the Jaws that I got Ant a few days ago for his birthday. You said you had them. I've seen the Mellows you wear. Do you feel like it gives you confidence to rock all these different pairs of shoes that you have? Like, what's up with that?
I think so. Like, probably like B has Kobe's.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like
I saw y'all went matching reverse scrunches on that. Any comments to that, Brian?
No, we just tough.
Y'all just stuff like that, huh? All right, I'll take it.
yeah, think like you know how they say like dress to impress or like look good, feel good. I think, like shoes add to that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think.
There were a lot of teams that we couldn't beat this season. Not bashing any names, not coming for any teams. But what team do you think that we played was our most challenging? Like what was the team that we played where you were like, wow, they really challenged us to our hardest? And I'll bring this question back for everyone.
Me personally, I think Marquette was one of the more tougher teams to play against.
Mm-hmm. How would you describe Marquette as a tough team? Was it defensively? Was it offensively? Were they scoring too much, or were we giving up too much? How would you describe that?
Well, Marquette, like their defense, they're like very disciplined in what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Like our coach says it.
Mm-hmm.
They're very disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
I think for us, it was harder like to move the ball around because at some points you just stay stagnant.
Yeah.
If I would stay to one side, we wouldn't rotate it. So.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you guys would say this, but this year I was supposed to be a varsity player, and there are rumors out there about me, but I won't name no names. I won't say nothing. But honestly, I've watched all of our games, and the biggest problem I've seen was the lack of chemistry we had with each other. It was like beginning of the season, it was good, but then we had guys putting their heads down, guys who were going off doing their thing with one another. They weren't committed to the team. I feel personally, because our team, I looked at our guys like, yeah, we're some of the best we're some of the best in the area. Teams like Sure, teams like Marquette, I think those were teams we could have beat, me personally, but not to bash any of those teams because those are all great disciplined teams. But coming back to you, Frankie, this is my last question for you, and this is a question for me. If you could choose anyone on our team to travel with you to play in a 5-on-5 tournament, who would you choose, and who is the starting lineup?
That's a good question.
Oof.
And I'm coming to you with this question too, so I hope you're ready.
All five, like starting five,
just like a starting five of the top players on our team. Who would you choose? Not me included, because I'm too tough.
Yeah.
I'm the photographer in this case.
Yeah. For a team, you have to have like an energizer.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Giovanni.
Giovanni's a huge energizer.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Giovanni, considering Giovanni is yo. We could do it on the show. Hey, it is what it is. But shout out to Giovanni. Shout out to all the guys that we went through with season. They really helped us, and a huge shout out to Coach Eddie for dealing with us all these practices. But keep going, yeah.
Giovanni is like an energizer.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need like a good point guard to bring up the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Anthony would be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be like my starting point guard.
Okay, hey, he's him and Brian are my starting guards on any team. Any team I'm taking Brian and Ant at the starting. I'm doing that on everything. Yeah.
And then I'd probably have B as a shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
I go myself.
Ooh, that's a tough lineup. Wasn't that wait, hold on, wasn't that the lineup during fall league? I remember that was a fall league. All right. Who is your starting center?
Oof, that's tough. We had some
We got
Got some good
Uncle. We got
centers.
Sean. We got Well, Sean.
Right.
Sean can't play the center because
Sean can.
Sean is one heck of a defensive player. I'm not gonna lie. Although I blew right past him the first time he played, but that's a different story.
I think for defensive wise, I had to go with Sean.
So
That
that is a very good starting lineup, and I'm glad that you said that. Ladies and gentlemen, we turn our attention to two-time varsity starter, one of the leading scorers in almost every game he plays, like I said in the beginning. The man I helped do a mixtape with, and I take all his photography pictures for him. And for some reason, he just insists on just bullying me. Let's give it up for Anthony Vallejo, fellas. Anthony, how you feeling today?
Good.
So, Anthony, I have a lot of more questions for you in particular because these are questions for you from your freshman years growing up here. Because I know you were one of the people. You were one of our rare players who were here since your freshman year, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
So I will have a lot more questions for you, but don't worry, I'll come back for you guys because I have some extra questions. Anthony, you've been here since your freshman year, as you've stated. What would you say has been the culture change? Because I know there was a season where you guys were 0-10, and what would you say was the culture change from last year to this year?
I feel like we started to care more like this year compared to last year. Like Last year was like we expected to lose, and this year is like we knew we had a chance like to make it somewhere.
What would you say has changed about your game? Because I remember playing pickup games with you thinking, wow, this kid is so talented. This kid is so beast. And I come to MHS and you're just even better. How would you describe your work ethic, as I've asked Francisco?
I think
It's okay, take your time.
it's like off and on. I feel like I guess it just depends on the team. Like if the team's down, I'm gonna be down. If we're up, I'm gonna be like yeah, I'm gonna just be up.
Like
with
that
them.
way, like that game of Pioneer. I mean,
Yeah.
I saw. I wasn't there for that, but Frankie hit that game winner. All I see is Brian pushing Sean to the stands. Sean's on the floor like, oh my goodness, okay. Frankie hit the game winner, but honestly, the energy I can feel with you guys, it's sometimes hard to lose to teams like Alhambra and San Gabriel when we think that we should have beat them when we had talent.
Yeah, we should have.
But this is another question for you. You're returning as a senior next season, and more likely than not, you are going to be the leader of that squad. How are you gonna rob those guys? How are you gonna get those guys together to lead them to maybe CIF? How would you describe your process of doing that?
I guess we're gonna all just have to figure out like our roles because we're gonna have like a lot of seniors, like 12 seniors.
Yeah.
Help out like the younger guys like Danny, Ruben,
Mm-hmm.
and then the upcoming like from JV, like get them on pace with us,
Mm-hmm.
and just time will tell.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is a question for all of you because I want to get your opinions on this. As we know, JV season, they didn't do as well as we did, but it's okay. We shout out to their coach, Coach David. Who from JV would you guys bring up to varsity?
Honey.
You would bring up, okay, Brian?
Go to France. I don't know.
What?
Go to France. I don't know.
You don't know? Okay, we'll come back to you. Who would you bring up from JV?
It's tough. There's a lot of good players on JV,
Mm-hmm.
but I have to say one probably be Manny.
Mm-hmm. Manny. And shouts out to Manny for being a freshman, being on that JV squad, doing the things he did this season. That's a huge shout out to you, Manny, for being honestly the number 2 on that team behind Ryan Castillo. Anyone else?
Nathaniel,
Mm-hmm. Tough
be a
defender.
good one.
Extremely
Probably
physical.
Andrew too.
You would bring up Andrew from JV to varsity.
Yeah.
Andrew, number 15. I know we're on a podcast right now, but fella, come on. Let's calm it down. Let's calm it down, man.
That's a good pick. That's a good pickup. What you mean?
That's a good pickup. Y'all know that. Okay, we'll keep it there then. We'll keep it there. Brian.
Honestly, Ryan, just because of defense intensity, and he never gets tired. He's just always going.
Do it like a Patrick Beverly. That's a good point. Do you guys have any questions for me before I continue? Is there anything you guys are wondering about me and my future?
Honestly, how you felt about you not playing?
That is a good question, Brian. As you know, I went to a private school. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We weren't the best in our conference, but we did have a league record of 8-2. I was the leading scorer on that team, averaged maybe 18 or 19 points a game. I don't remember. But I came to this school honestly because I wanted to play alongside Ant. I wanted to play alongside guys like Yo, Sean. I wanted to play alongside all of you because honestly, I got calls from Bosco Tech. They wanted me there, but I chose Montebello. And I'm honestly, and I can't say I'm not happy that I chose Montebello because I've made some amazing memories here. But I came here and thinking that I was going to play, trying out under Coach Eddie, him telling me that he was going to give me a chance and that he was giving me chance after chance, even though I did mess up sometimes during practice. But I think I would say I handled it better than others because, of course, yes, I wasn't able to play league and it really hurt me. I did cry about it for a little while. I was very emotional about it because I was like, wow, my brothers. I feel like my brothers were disappointed in me, and I didn't know if you guys were. But it felt like, wow, I let my family down because what if they need me out there? What if they need a defensive intensity? What if they need to stop? I think I'm the guy to do that. Not that I have too much confidence in myself. But I've honestly learned to let it go because I focused on photography. I remember that first game we had against the Eagles. I remember shouts out to those Eagles, although it was a hard game. I remember that first game, Bryant was like, hey, take pictures for me. And I was like, wow, you know what? I think I could do that. I think I could take pictures. So I took pictures and I was like, wow, I'm pretty good at this. And then Ant came along. We did the mixtape, and then I just found myself in photography. So I would say I just dealt with it by letting it go and just knowing that God had a different plan for me. Not to be a varsity player my senior year, but to honestly just be the photographer boy. And I'm happy with that now. My job is it's not really as hard as it looks. I get to go on the bus with you guys. I get to bond with you guys. I get to see you guys play. I get to see you guys hyped. And it's honestly one of the best parts of my year. Any other questions for me?
I feel like how much of an impact do you think you could have had if you played?
If I played, how much of an impact could I have made? Do you want me to tell you defensively or offensively?
Like overall, everything.
Overall, I look at myself as a defensive stopper against guys, and I think all of you can kind of like back me up on this, but I'm not scared. Let's be honest. I'm not scared to guard. I'll guard you, and I don't really care. I'm not saying I'm gonna win. I'm not. Look. I'm looking at you guys. I'm telling you guys straight up. I'm not saying I beat him defensively. I beat you defensively. But let's be honest. Am I scared to guard you?
No. I give you that.
I'm not. And honestly, I think I could have helped our defensive side. Defensively, if I got some steals, obviously offensively, I'm running down the court getting easy layups. I honestly believe that I could have made a huge impact if CIF hadn't given me that rule that I couldn't play after transferring from Pacific. But I think I could have made a huge impact on our season. And it was hard to look at it like we went 3-7. Even though I wasn't a part of it, I felt like broken because I was like, I would see you guys like get so confident on the 6-game win streak. And I was like, man, they're going to be something special. And then we played Chino Hills. We lost. Okay, that wasn't like the biggest thing in the world because Chino Hills, let's be honest, they were honestly just the better team. They were the better team in that area. But I've honestly dealt with it, and I've let it go. But I definitely for sure know I could have made a huge impact on the defense. Us giving up maybe all those points that we shouldn't have given up. I think I could have helped on that. Frankie, they've both asked me questions. I need one from you, my man. Come on, give me something. We got to ride this podcast out.
Let me see. Since you talked about my shoe collection, let me hear yours.
Shoe collection?
Yeah.
Man, I play in Vans. I don't know what you're talking about. Ant will protest to this. He will back me up on this. I used to have 2 pairs of Jaws. I had a pair of Curry 11s. I have a pair of KDs. I think a pair of LaMelos, and then the other one, I had some Kyries. And I remember, we don't know who did this, but I also had a pair of Dames the same time we had Jaws. I don't know what. I still don't know what to this day happened to those shoes, but hey, shouts out. We should have got our shoes back, but that's a different story. But my shoe collection, it's not that big. I wish I had a pair of Kobe's, I'm not going to lie. All the Kobe's you guys were wearing be looking tough, but it's not a big deal, you know. For me, I play in any shoe. Basketball is a sport I've always loved. I've always loved to play this sport. And really, on the podcast, you act like people are not gonna hear this. Like, this is a fun podcast. Like, trust me, we're not here to be serious. We're here to laugh and have fun. I'm just saying. But but like I was saying, it doesn't matter to me what shoes I play in as long as I'm playing and I just have the fun that I have.
Good answer.
Okay, Brian, I'm going to swing it right back to you. I'm going to ask you all at least 2 or 3 more questions, and then we will wrap up with this episode of, don't have a name yet, but its name is coming soon. Brian, is it okay that I ask about your love life? Is that okay if I ask?
Go for it.
As I know, you are dating the cheerleader, Angelina. Shouts out to her because she's a cheer captain, and I would want the cheer captains on this podcast. Just saying, not in any weird way. Just to have the cheer.
Call it.
just to do the sports because I'm doing all sports. But do you feel like your relationship with that has affected basketball in any way?
No, she always supports me. Like even when I'm not doing my best, you know, when I'm struggling to make shots, you know.
And shouts out to her. I've been next to her. She be telling the refs, don't be touching up on my man now. Don't be touching up on my man. But I will honestly say, Brian, you are one of the most talented guys I've ever seen. I have to also ask, your confidence, where do you get that from? Where do you think you inherit that confidence, that swagger that says, I'm the best on the court? If my team has me, we win. What gives you that confidence? If you do have that confidence.
Yeah. Honestly, I wasn't as good as I am. I had to put hard work and effort into this. You know, I was not the best basketball player a couple years ago.
Right.
I just started working.
Right.
You know, COVID hit, and all I did was just me and basketball. You know, and I just got better at it. And I just kept going from there. And that's where the confidence came from.
Frankie, I'm going to turn it to you, but I'll come back to him with one more question because I still have something on my mind. Frankie, I have a hard time trying to ask this because you guys are my best friends and there are certain things we can't say on these podcasts. But I see you're wearing your Montebello sweat shooting shirt. It's a nice shooting shirt, I have to say, my man.
Thank you.
What was your biggest gameplay of this season? Like, what do you think was the biggest play of your career? And if it was the game winner at Pioneer, I don't know that to be the case. How would you describe the feelings you were feeling in that?
Me personally, I don't think I have that many that really impacted. But one of them's got to be Pioneer. That was really right. It was like a good moment. It was a good feeling because Pioneer was a great team.
Great defensively. I think we saw them in Fall League, I think, twice.
Yeah.
Kid with the dreads was
Got smacked by 30.
That was a tough loss too. I think and those are the games I actually played in. I'm not gonna lie. Those are the games I was averaging like 6 or 7 minutes. Yeah. But yeah, you were saying.
Like our coach said, like other coaches like all agreed that Pioneer was like the #1 team in like our conference.
Right.
And being able to win the game, especially with these guys. It was like a really good feeling, you know.
Yeah.
You got all the guys cheering.
Yeah.
Fans
everyone's
too.
there.
It was like a really good moment.
Do you support the fans coming out to come see you guys like that, or would you rather go into an away game, a game like that game of sure, like where the crowd is against you and you can prove them wrong and you can talk trash to the stands, or do you prefer like a home stand?
It doesn't really matter, you know. I don't know about B or A.
Yeah.
For me, it really doesn't matter to me.
Right.
If I have to, I'll perform either way. But if I had to choose, probably a home crowd.
The home crowd is nice.
Yeah.
Ant, I turn it back to you. Ant, as you know, I've known you the longest. I've known you since your freshman year, back when you actually had hair and you weren't this Edgar that I see in front of me. This is probably one of my most emotional because, Ant, I've seen you grow from the freshman you were to the man you are today. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all of you guys. As you guys know, I met you guys this year, and you guys really helped me through some tough things. You guys helped me through a lot. You guys made me realize a lot of things. See, I'm trying to be emotional, but this guy's just in my way. And how excited are you for your senior season next year? Because I know you most of all are gonna have a huge season. How are you feeling about that, man?
I'm excited. I feel like
it's okay. Take your
it's
time.
gonna be a good year. I feel like
Actually, I have another question. What teams do you want to beat this year? And I have to be honest because there are a lot of games that we dropped that I didn't want us to drop. There were teams I thought we should have beaten. But what team do you want us to beat the most? And then just give me like a list from 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, obviously all of them, but
top. Who's at number one? Who's at number one?
Sure.
Okay. We no disrespect to Sure. This is no disrespect because they're a very disciplined team, but we coming. We gonna get there. Who's at number 2?
San Gabriel. My freshman year, like me, Yo-Yo, Sean, we got in like arguments with them, and it's just been our little rivalry. Like,
ooh, that's a huge rivalry. I'll be around for that game. We probably gonna have to do another mixtape for that one. Ooh.
And then after for third, Mark Keppel, they're like always good.
Yeah,
and it'll be good to like beat a really tough team. And then Alhambra, then Bell Gardens, because I feel like we're gonna always beat Bell Gardens.
So let me get your list right. It was Sure, Mark Keppel, Bell Gardens.
No. Sure, then San Gabriel, Mark Keppel, then Alhambra.
Okay, I don't mind that list. Although, as you can see, we beat Bell Gardens both times at home and out of the way, but it was a good game. I'm going to ask this question because I asked Frankie this question, but I haven't asked you. Starting 5 for the team, man. Who you picking, Bryant? Who you picking? Who's at the point? Who's at the shoot?
For sure, me.
You're at the 1 at the 2? You're at the 1 or you're at the 2?
I'll play whatever. Small forward.
You'll play any position.
PG. I don't know about power forward and center.
Oh, okay.
Why not center?
I'm there at center.
All right, but honestly, starting lineup, point guard, shooting guard, 1 through 5. Who you taking?
I have him as my point guard, small forward, and then I'll have Sean as my power forward, and then Noah
at the center.
At the center.
Put that boy in the dunker. That's easy all day. That's shouts out to Noah Gomez, who actually, by the way, just played in the All-Star football game. Shouts out to him on that one. That was a good. Give him applause for that because that was a good. I'm sad I wasn't able to make that game, but that is a good game that he played. Keep going. And then who would you have at your 2? Because you said you were at the small forward, and then you had Sean, you had Noah, you had him at the point. Who would you put at the 2? If you had put yourself at small forward,
that was 5 already.
Who was your 5? Did he say his 5?
I love
It was
you.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, you put Frankie.
Yeah.
You ain't say Frank.
Yeah, I did.
You ain't say Frank.
He did.
He said Frank. Okay, well Frank's at the 2 apparently. I didn't hear him say you. But the question's on you, my friends. Who is your starting 5? And I swear, if I'm not in this, you have a problem because I'm Patrick Beverly. Just kidding.
Outside of like us 3, I'm not gonna include like us 3. So
yeah,
at guard, I'll put David Delgado.
Can you take the question seriously for once? Like, can we take this question seriously, my guys? Like, come on. No, so like starting lineup 1 through 5, varsity.
I'll put Colin. Nah, I'll put you at the guard, shooting guard. I'll put you small forward.
Ooh.
And then
who would I be guarding? Ooh, who would I be guarding? What kind of guys would I be guarding? Would I be guarding guys like?
If you was guarding me, you get cooked.
We wasn't saying that. We can go right now 1-on-1.
Of course you can.
Exactly. Don't. Let's finish the podcast up. But this dude's over here instigating.
With the cameras too, or what?
With the camera. Hey,
Cameras on too.
well, the people at home will love to see me cook this guy 1-on-1. So let's. What'd you say?
I said, Double X gotta have the cameras on.
This dude, bro. All right, go to your starting lineup. Who do you have?
For the 5, I'm gonna have Ryan. For the 4, Sean. 3, I'll put you. 2, actually, I'll move you to the 2. I'll put Ruben at the my honey. At the 3, and then for the 1, I'll probably have like Coach Eddie.
Can we please take I'm being serious.
For real.
You put
or
Coach.
You want to put like high school?
I'm saying high school players on varsity.
I'll put Danny.
Okay, Danny. Okay, so
even though I hate Danny,
that's Shift
because
Wonder.
Shift Wonder would kick all our behinds, and y'all know that because Shift Wonder is Shift Wonder.
He's not like that.
Bro, we gotta
Shift Wonder's not like that. You know he's gonna see this. He ain't like that. He's not like that.
He's not like that.
So you're beating Coach Eddie in his prime.
Of course.
His prime years.
Prime years.
His prime years.
He's
Whittier Coach Eddie.
He's all talk.
Lucerna. It's actually Lucerna.
Okay, Lucerna Coach Eddie. You're beating Lucerna Coach Eddie. You're beating high school trainer Coach Eddie.
Yes.
You're beating NBA dude who plays alongside NBA players Coach Eddie. That's who you're beating.
Yeah.
confidence on this kid. I can't. I just can't with the confidence.
You can see
on
that
this
the
kid.
senior versus faculty.
Ooh, yeah, of course we
Ooh,
can.
seniors versus faculty. No, they're not gonna have one. I thought they're this year because the.
Now they're gonna have one.
Oh, they're gonna have one. Oh, you know we going off of that. Oh, sorry, this don't involve you. You know we going off of that. Seniors are winning that one this year.
Corey's got to come out of retirement.
Okay. Yep. Do you guys have any more questions for me before we wrap up the show?
Who's your all-time starting five?
NBA,
Nah,
high
like
school.
high school.
Okay.
Not including you.
Not including me. Sorry. I was gonna put myself at positions 1 through 5, but I guess I'm not gonna do that. Who would I take to be my for this school or for any or can I use any other school?
This school.
This school. Can I use JV and varsity? Okay. I'm gonna go with Ant at my 1, put in B at my 2, put Frankie at my 3. I will put Sean at my 4. No, Sean at my 5, considering he's one of the best defensive minds I've ever seen. And I would have, who would I put at my 4? That's a hard decision because we have a lot of defensive guys. Defensively wise, I think I would put Ruben at the 4. I mean, the effort he always gives us, shouts out to Ruben. The efforts he's always given us from day one since he stepped foot on varsity. It's been a really good way watching him grow from a JV to a varsity player. All right, coming back around with one more question. This is just to end the podcast for each of us. I know we want to get out of here, go home. Bryant, my friend, I don't know how I deal with you, but I deal with you on a daily basis. You are my brother. You're my friend. You are one of the most complex guys I know. What would you say basketball means to you? Just emotional standpoint, all seriousness. What does the game mean to you?
Honestly, a lot. I've been playing since I was a kid. It's just like been my main sport. It's been something I've been doing since I was little.
Right.
Of course, the love is gonna grow for it. And the passion, everything. Love it.
Right. Frankie, I'm turning over to you. I'm going to ask you the same question as B because obviously you guys are both seniors. Actually, no, I have 2 questions for you, and I'll come back to you for this, Bryant. I'll just ask you the same question I asked Bryant. What does basketball mean to you? If you could be a little bit more descriptive, not to bash you or anything, but just be a little bit more descriptive as of what that means to you,
Damn. I don't know. Like, if you asked me when I was in intermediate, I'd say, like, it was not my favorite sport. Like, my favorite sport that I played was baseball.
Ooh.
So that's where I had, like, more passion at.
That's a tough sport, too. I've never been able to play baseball. I'm not going to lie. Nothing against the baseball players, but I've never been able to be patient enough to play baseball. But, yeah.
Because it's what I grew up with. So, like, if you ask me now, I'd say, like, basketball. Like, basketball is hard. It has a place in my heart.
Yes. And same question goes to you, my friend. What does basketball mean to you? All emotions. Come on, guys. This one question. Can we all be serious for one? Let me get one question where we're all serious. And what does the game mean to you? I have to know.
It means the game. I mean, I'm like putting so many hours every day. Coach has us doing like a lot of drills that like outsiders they cannot last.
That's another one of my questions I was going to ask. I was going to say, what kind of high school player do you think could last through our workouts doing 8s and slides? I remember y'all were doing slides outside on the track?
Oh yeah, we used to do this thing called build-ups.
Those were the worst.
Oh, someone explain build-ups to me.
Alright, so we'll usually go up to 7. So basically it'll be like, so 1, it was up and back, right?
Yeah, one's up.
Oh, okay. And then 2, it was up and back twice.
Right.
And then 3, it was up and back 3 times.
Okay, and then it would go 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Yeah, so it was a lot. It was just a lot of conditioning. And
Yeah.
that was just a tryout. It wasn't even like.
You weren't even at the team. You weren't even on the team yet.
Yeah.
And as a freshman, I could never imagine that as a freshman.
That was bad.
My freshman years were spent online doing pretty much nothing. I'm not gonna lie.
That was isolation.
You really want to mention that school and we on a podcast about really? You really want to do that? You really?
I just did.
This dude. I was gonna ask him a question about that, but I didn't want to go that far.
Go for it.
Coach Eddie finna be mad.
You really don't care. All right, bet. What was your time like at Salesian then? Since we're talking Salesian now, and we're not focusing on Montebello, although we all know Montebello's the better school. I don't know why he went to Salesian, but whatever. What would you say was even different about Salesian? What would you say? Do you prefer Salesian over Montebello?
I mean, I can't answer that, obviously.
Oh, you can't answer that.
But,
Is he ranking it? Is he ranking it, boys?
I'm not ranking it, you know. But
what would you say?
my time at Salesian was pretty good, you know. The coaching staff, everything, I felt very welcome from the start.
Yeah.
Trying out was good trials, you know. A lot of skill work, everything, you know. But I think it was good, you know. I was averaging like 15 points a game as a freshman.
That's tough. That's so tough.
And then I went up to. Then I was averaging like my next year. I was averaging like 18, I think. Yeah.
Me personally, I know what that feels like coming from one team that you felt really connected to coming to another team. How was that experience coming from Salesian to coming to Montebello and just adapting to the new environment?
Honestly, I think I kind of fell off. But, you know, it took a while to understand everything, the principles.
Would you blame anyone for that fall off?
Nah, you know, that's on me pretty much.
All of a sudden, he's on him. All of a sudden, it's on him.
Coach Eddie.
Ooh. Coach, you realize, like, Coach Eddie's most likely going to see this, but okay. And I'm going to turn it right back to you. How many mixtapes we making next year, boy? Senior season, how many we making?
2, 3, maybe.
Ooh, I'll be in college, too. I'm taking off some of my college days to come to these games. Right? I will literally, like, take off classes just to see these games. I just hope you know that. All right, we're going to wrap up the podcast here. It's already been a lovely 40 minutes with you guys. As you guys know, I love you guys so much, even though you guys make me angry to no doubt. I still love you guys. You guys are my guys.
No, honestly, I think I'm going to go to Cerritos College.
I'm going to join them at Cerritos College. This wraps up our first episode of a podcast I do not know about. Let's give another round of applause for all two-time varsity players, Anthony Vallejo, Bryant Hernandez, and Frank the Tank Garcia. We'll see you on the next episode of Don't Know the Episode, Don't Know the Name Yet.